That additional paperwork?
She hasn't signed any of it yet
Oh,
because she's.
right.
Okay, are you Michelle Evans?
Yes,
Okay, can you see your lawyer?
yes.
Okay. I'm Shelley, I'm the court reporter, and this is Judge Allen. And
Okay.
the district attorney is in the room.
Right, Ms. Evans, the court will call at this time case number 5721. The state of Texas versus Michelle Lynn Evans. Is the state ready to proceed?
State's ready, Your Honor.
And is defense ready to proceed?
We're ready, Your Honor.
Ms. Evans, are you the same Michelle Lynn Evans that committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance in July of 2018 and pled guilty to it in April of 2019?
Yes,
Ms. Evans, you might recall that in 2019, the court did not accept your plea of guilty, but instead put you on probation and told you that it was required that you follow all of the terms and conditions of probation. Do you remember that?
yes,
Right. The state is now alleging that you violated the rules of probation in that you failed to abstain from use of alcohol in 2019. Then on 3 occasions, October, November, and December of 2019, you failed to abstain from meth. In March of 2020, you failed to abstain from marijuana. In December of 2021, you failed to abstain from the use of meth. In July of 2022 and August of 2022, you failed to abstain from the use of marijuana. In September of 2022, you failed to abstain from the use of alcohol. The state's also alleging that you failed to make your court-ordered payments to probation in September, October, and November of 2019, January, April, September, October, and December of 2020, January, February, March, April, July, and December of 2021, April, June of 2020, and September of 2022. The state is also alleging that you failed to complete the inpatient treatment program through probation in July of 2022 and September of 2022. Ms. Evans, I'm going to ask you how you plead to the state's allegations, true or not true. Are those true statements that the state is making about your behavior?
You want to let her know his plea agreement?
Michelle, you have to state this is true. We went over this. I'm not forcing you to, but we talked about this. You have to state true.
I wasn't, I don't know what's going on. You didn't, like, I don't know what kind of
No.
hearing this is even. I don't,
So if you wish to take the plea, that's fine. If you don't, then we end this right now and I'm done. I'm not forcing you to.
Ms. Evans, this hearing, you're presently on deferred adjudication. You were told you had to follow the rules of probation. Probation keeps track of every time they have evidence that you violated the probation rules. And I've just stated the state is presenting based on what probation tells them that you used methamphetamine on those dates, you used marijuana on those dates, you used alcohol on those dates. You also failed to report to probation and to pay probation. Any one of those by itself is enough to revoke your deferred adjudication. If there are some of those you didn't do, I can cross them off. But if you did any of them, then the court has the authority to terminate your deferred adjudication. And the court can sentence you to up to the maximum for this second-degree felony, which would be 20 years.
I understand that, ma'am. I do. I'm not a criminal. This is my first time ever being in trouble. I have a treatment facility that will accept me right now. And that's all I'm wanting. Like, I take care of my mom and my dad who's in the hospital.
Okay. Well, Ms.
I
Ms.
don't-
Evans, I mean, I understand what you're saying. However, it's not relevant to what we're doing today. If you violated any of the rules of probation, then I can right now revoke your probation and send you to jail. Now, the DA would have to get a probation officer over here, would need to swear her in, and she would testify to it. But I have no doubt that, I mean, our probation officers are very reputable, very competent. I feel certain that if this is in the district attorney's motion, that a probation officer will come over here and testify that you did not report, you did not pay, and that on at least one occasion you used meth or marijuana. So is it true that since 2019, on at least one occasion, you have used methamphetamine or marijuana?
Yes,
Okay, well then upon your testimony to that, I can revoke your deferred adjudication. However, the state is offering you a plea. In fact, right now, I'm going to have my court reporter swear you in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
yes,
Okay, you can put your hand down.
Okay, so Miss Evans, now that you've been sworn, I'm going to ask you again. Since July 15th of 2019, is it true that you have used methamphetamine on at least one occasion?
yes,
Have you used marijuana on at least one occasion?
yes.
All right. Well, the district attorney is willing to offer you a plea agreement. What is that plea agreement, Ms. Sanchondo?
Judge, if she's willing to plead true, the state has agreed to recommend to the court that the court adjudicate her guilty, sentence her to 10 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. However, suspend that confinement, place her on community supervision for a period of 6 years, pay any outstanding balances, and she attend the Safe P rehabilitation treatment. She's to report to the Moore County Jail tomorrow, June 28th, 2023 by 5 p.m.
All right. And do you want her to plead true to every one of these?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Evans, the district attorney, in exchange for that plea agreement, wants you to plead true to all of the allegations I read to you. Do you plead true or not true to those allegations?
True.
All right. In that case, Ms. Evans, we've heard the district attorney announce her plea agreement for you. Do you have any questions about that?
Yeah, I just want to know if there's any way that I can have until the end of the week to get my affairs in order with my family, or if I can go to Willow Springs until a bed at Safe P opens up for me. Medically wise, I'm not in any condition, and my parents aren't in any condition for me to be away that long.
Ms. Evans, that wasn't part of the plea deal that Ms. Sanchondo offered to you. Are you willing to
Okay.
give her extra time, Ms. Sanchondo? No, and she says no. So upon your plea of true, Ms. Evans, I'm going to follow the recommendation of the district attorney's office, and I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to possession of a controlled substance. I'm going to find you guilty of possession of a controlled substance. And I'm going to order that you be confined to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a period of 10 years. However, I'm going to suspend that imprisonment, and instead I'm going to place you back on probation for a period of 6 years. But as you've seen, it's very important that you follow the terms and conditions of probation.
Yes, ma'am.
If you fail again, the district attorney can come back and ask that I sentence you up to the maximum for a 2nd-degree felony. Now, part of your deal, and I'm going to order you to report to the Moore County Jail tomorrow by 5 o'clock.
Yes.
By 5 o'clock, If you don't report tomorrow by 5 o'clock, then we will issue a warrant for your arrest and this plea agreement is no longer on the table. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Judge, I do want to make clear for the record, just so we have it from Ms. Evans, that she was set for a contested hearing tomorrow. If she did not want to take this plea offer, we would just proceed forward with the hearing, but it was scheduled for tomorrow.
All right, so, well, so are you saying that if she doesn't want to take this plea, she can come tomorrow and we can have the
We just
hearing?
have the contested hearing, correct? So this was, instead of having a contested hearing, Ms. Evans, this was the plea bargain agreement. Otherwise, you would have needed to show up tomorrow to have the hearing to determine what would happen on your probation revocation. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, but this is the deal that you wish to take? Did she say
Yeah.
yes?
I
This
really
is
have
the
no
deal.
choice.
Well, no, you do have a choice. You can turn it down. You can come in tomorrow. As I stated,
And
Ms.
go to
Anchondo
prison.
can call in her witnesses.
And then I go to prison.
And then you would go to, well,
Potentially.
potentially, yes. If Ms.
Away from-
Anchondo can prove that you violated any one of these allegations,
Sorry, Mom.
then yes, I can potentially sentence you to prison. So do you still want to take this plea, or do you want to withdraw your plea of truth?
I'll
Beg
take,
your pardon?
I'll take it.
All right, Ms. Evans, when you come tomorrow, none of this paperwork that you need to sign has been signed, and you will need to sign it when you come in. However, you have been sworn and you have stated in open court that you want this plea. So do you understand that you'll need to sign the paperwork when you come in?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything further from the state?
No, Judge.
Anything further from the defense? All right, Ms. Evans, we will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
And
I
I'm going to
do,
say, you're getting some treatment, so hopefully this will work out well for you.
I just have one question. The time that I'm sitting in the county jail waiting for a bed to open, does that count towards the time that I'm going to have to spend in the safety program?
No, just waiting transport.
No,
How long she sits at safety is dependent on how she does in the program.
okay, did you hear that, Ms. Evans?
The amount of time that you're in safe P is dependent on how well you do in the program.
Okay, it's okay, Mom, it'll be all right.
I mean, you know, what I'm
Okay.
Maybe that person is-
Stop, stop.
All right, if there's nothing further, then Ms. Evans, we will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Court is adjourned.
Thank you so much.